For centuries, humanity has built places so extraordinary, they almost feel impossible. Ancient civilizations carved entire cities into mountains. Empires raised monuments visible across continents. And throughout history, human beings created structures that continue to challenge imagination itself. But no photograph can truly capture what these places feel like in real life. The scale, the atmosphere, the silence surrounding them. These are not simply monuments. They are reminders of what humanity was capable of creating long before the modern world existed. Welcome to Atlas Beyond. These are the 7 wonders of the world like you've never seen before. The Great Wall of China. Stretching across mountains, deserts, and endless valleys, the Great Wall of China feels less like a structure and more like a scar across the earth itself. Built over centuries by multiple dynasties, the wall extends through some of the most dramatic landscapes in Asia. From above, it disappears into fog-covered mountains, like an ancient dragon vanishing into the horizon. But standing there in silence is something entirely different. The sheer scale becomes difficult to comprehend. Every stone carries the weight of history. Every watchtower feels suspended between empire and myth. And in the early morning mist, the wall feels almost unreal, as if it was never meant to belong to the modern world. Petra, Jordan. Hidden deep within the desert canyons of Jordan lies a city carved directly into stone. Petra remained hidden from much of the world for centuries, protected by narrow passageways surrounded by towering cliffs. And then suddenly, the canyon opens, revealing one of the most breathtaking structures ever created by human hands. The treasury rises from the rock itself, like a forgotten civilization frozen in time. At sunrise, the sandstone glows with deep orange and golden light. At night, candles illuminate the ancient city beneath endless stars. There is something haunting about Petra, not because it feels abandoned, but because it feels eternal. Christ the Redeemer, Brazil. Above the city of Rio de Janeiro stands one of the most recognizable monuments on Earth. Christ the Redeemer rises above mountains, forests, and ocean cliffs with an almost surreal sense of scale. Clouds drift around the statue's enormous silhouette while the city stretches endlessly below. From a distance, it feels peaceful, but standing beneath it feels overwhelming. The size, the wind, the silence above the chaos of Rio. And at sunset, when the sky turns orange over the Atlantic Ocean, the monument feels less like architecture and more like something symbolic watching over the entire world. Chichen Itza, Mexico. Long before modern cities existed, the Maya built monuments aligned with the stars themselves. Deep in the jungles of Mexico stands Chichen Itza, one of the greatest remnants of ancient civilization in the Americas. The massive pyramid of El Castillo rises from the earth with impossible symmetry. Every staircase, every shadow, every angle was designed with astronomical precision centuries ago. During the equinox, sunlight creates the illusion of a serpent descending the pyramid, a phenomenon so precise it still feels difficult to believe today. And standing there beneath the tropical heat and endless sky, it becomes clear. Ancient civilizations understood the world in ways we are still trying to comprehend. Machu Picchu, Peru. High above the clouds of the Peruvian Andes lies a city that feels disconnected from reality itself. Machu Picchu remained hidden from the outside world for centuries, protected by mountains and dense mist. Even now, reaching it feels like entering another dimension. Stone terraces cling to impossibly steep cliffs. Ancient pathways disappear into fog, and the silence of the mountains surrounds everything. Nobody fully understands why the city was abandoned, and perhaps that mystery is part of its power. Because standing above the clouds at sunrise, Machu Picchu feels less like a ruin and more like a dream preserved across time. The Colosseum, Italy. At the center of Rome stands one of the most iconic structures ever built. The Colosseum survived empires, invasions, earthquakes, and nearly 2,000 years of history. And yet it still dominates the city. From the outside, the massive arches and ancient stone walls feel almost impossible in scale. But inside, the atmosphere changes completely. The silence becomes heavy, because beneath these ruins once stood thousands of spectators watching spectacles that shaped an empire. And at night, when golden light illuminates the broken walls, the Colosseum feels less like a monument and more like a ghost from another civilization. Taj Mahal, India. Built as a monument to love and loss, the Taj Mahal feels almost unreal in its perfection. White marble reflects sunlight during the day and moonlight at night, changing color depending on the atmosphere around it. The symmetry is flawless, the scale feels dreamlike, and the reflection pools surrounding the structure create the illusion that the monument is floating above the earth itself. But beyond its beauty lies something deeper. The Taj Mahal was built through grief, a memory transformed into architecture, and perhaps that is why the monument feels so emotional to witness in person. Because behind the marble and symmetry exists something profoundly human. And maybe that's why these wonders continue to fascinate us. Not simply because they are beautiful, but because they make the modern world feel small. They remind us that long before skyscrapers and satellites, humanity created places that still feel impossible today. Places suspended between history and myth, between reality and imagination. This is Atlas Beyond. Explore the unseen, and until next time, keep looking beyond the map.